Welcome to Slide Media Sports. Now, this is my channel where I pretty much talk about nothing but sports and hip hop, and maybe other general topics as well, but really mostly sports and music. This is my channel for this. And this channel on this channel, I'm going to talk about Julian Edelman, a player that just retired. This is what I'm talking about. Three-time Super Bowl champion with the New England Patriots. He just retired recently. Julian Edelman. And the question is Julian Edelman Hall of Famer? So I'm gonna give y'all some stats to make y'all like to see if y'all think he's a Hall of Famer or not. His stats are 620 catches in his career. He has 6,882 receiving yards, 36 total touchdowns in his career, and 4 return touchdowns. And another good stat, a fun stat I didn't even know about. I was shocked by this. He's second in all-time in playoff catches and receiving yards, only behind the great Jerry Rice. So that's a good stat. I know that he was second behind on the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest receiver of all time, Jerry Rice, when it comes to catches and receiving yards. And he was a 7th-round draft pick in 2009 by the Patriots. Another fact. Pretty much like he wasn't even on TV when he got drafted at all, period. He wasn't at all, pretty much. When he got drafted, it wasn't even on TV. But as I was saying, is he a Hall of Famer? That's a tough one. He's a good receiver, but I don't know what to say. Hall of Fame worthy or not? I don't know. With the Patriots, yeah, he put up good numbers. He showed up in big games. He did what he had to do in big games. But you can argue with, he was playing with the greatest quarterback of all time, if arguably the greatest quarterback of all time to me and Tom Brady. So I'm like, I don't know if you can say him like a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? But he's up there probably, top 15 receivers of the decade. Or so you put him in that top 15, but no one would consider Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer. Not quite a Hall of Famer. And another thing, I think he showed a big playoff moment, like in the Super Bowl. I guess against my home team, the Falcons. He had probably one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. I won't say with the greatest. I think David Tyree's catch is the greatest catch in Super Bowl history, but that catch Julian Edelman did it against the Falcons comes close. Just about come close. So that was like they were on. I forgot what they were on third and 15, I think it was, and Tom Brady threw the ball to him, and Julian Edelman caught him for 3 people. That's one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. So he's known for that as well. But that doesn't mean he make a Hall of Fame because he showed up in a big game and showed out in that big game. I mean, I know the next following year he was an MVP of the Super Bowl when the Patriots went against the Rams, in my hometown of Atlanta. So it's kind of strange about that. Both his high comings came against Atlanta, somewhere in Atlanta, pretty much. That's a fun fact. But that was probably one of the most boring Super Bowls ever to me, in my opinion. The score was 13-3, so it's I still wouldn't consider him. That makes him a Hall of Famer. He won the Super Bowl MVP for that. Deion Branch won the Super Bowl MVP one time, but is Deion Branch a Hall of Famer? So it's that's just with Patriots receivers all around. None of the Patriots receivers have really been Hall of Famer, besides Randy Moss, but he was only there for 2 or 3 seasons, I believe. Randy Moss was only there 2 or 3 seasons. And he never even won a Super Bowl with him. But the Patriots had never drafted essentially a Hall of Famer at all. Hall of Fame wide receiver. I mean, they haven't essentially drafted a Hall of Fame wide receiver. But it's he's a good receiver. But it's if you put him in the Hall of Fame, you got to put my boy Chad Johnson. You got to put Hines Ward, Sterling Sharp. Even with the running back position, you got to put my boy Fred Taylor in there. If you want to put, Julian Edelman there as a Hall of Fame. Because I think all those guys, they weren't, besides Hines Ward, Hines Ward had a good quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger is good, but of course, Ben Roethlisberger is no Tom Brady. He's a good quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger, 2-time Super Bowl champion. But you see, he's no Tom Brady, as you could see. You saw that kind of last season, pretty much, when they lost against the Browns. He's starting to decline now. Ben Roethlisberger is no Tom Brady. But Hines Ward is not even in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Julian Edelman over Hines Ward. Julian Edelman's never been to even a Pro Bowl before. So it's kind of he has a good story coming from being a 7th-round draft pick to being a 3-time Super Bowl champion and making big plays in the playoffs. But that doesn't make him Hall of Fame worthy. So you got to follow the other guys in the Hall of Fame. Because a couple of them guys, they weren't even on good teams. Like Chad Johnson and Fred Taylor were never on really good teams. So it's you know what I'm saying, you can't blame them for that. Of course, and all that, because they didn't have good quarterbacks that were up to the caliber of a Tom Brady, like Julian Edelman did. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a Hall of Famer. I say he's a good receiver, but just not. If you put him in there, it's got to be off of just maybe his playoff stats, because I was saying he's second all-time in catching receiving yards behind Jerry Rice, but nah, you know what I'm saying. If you put him in the Hall of Fame, you got to put all them other guys in there. in the Hall of Fame pretty much. That wasn't like they had better numbers than him. They just were on good teams. So I'm like, nah, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. He's like I said, he's a good receiver, Julian and all, but to me, he's not Hall of Fame worthy. He just close but down, man. He's not Hall of Fame worthy. Look at his numbers, like nah, only 36 total touchdowns. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like only 16,000. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, not 16,000. I mean, 6,882 receiving yards. I mean, 6,882 receiving yards. I mean, but like, come on, like nah, man, like nah, he's not Hall of Fame worthy, but. He's, like I said, overall, like, a good receiver, like somebody that was consistent, showed up and get good games, made big plays. But if he wasn't even on the Patriots, he wouldn't be a number receiver. He'd be a number 2 at best. Only because he was on the Patriots, and he wasn't the main target. Grant was the main target. But if he was on the Patriots, he was on somewhere else, like a Cincinnati, where Chad Johnson was at, or somewhere like in Pittsburgh where Hines Ward was at, he'd be a number 2 easy. Number 2 or even a number 3 receiver. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be a number 1 receiver anywhere else. It wasn't in New England. So, like I said, Hall of Fame worthy. Nah, I can't give it to him on that Hall of Fame. He's a good player overall. Good player, good receiver. Somebody you could depend on, like in a clutch, in a 4th and 5 or 3rd and 8. He's a guy you could go to. But no, he's not Hall of Fame worthy. He's not at all. Pretty much not at all. I don't want to consider him even the best Patriots receiver of all time. Pretty much, I think Deion Braxton is a better receiver than him. So. All in all, that's my opinion. But all in all, like, is Julian Hall of Famer? Nah, like I said, not at all. But like I said, hey y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Slide Media Sports. This is like my new channel. I talk about sports and hip hop. So, like I said, y'all subscribe to that. And like I said, my next video I think tonight I'll be doing a video on Young Thug's album. That's a good album. I'm gonna listen to that and tell you my review on that. What my favorite songs are on that. And then I will be doing a video on Julian Edelman versus Calvin Johnson. That's going to be my next video. Whose career would you rather have, Julian Edelman's or Calvin Johnson's? So that's going to be another good, tricky video as well. But all in all, like I said, subscribe to Slide Media. Y'all have a good day and be blessed.